guys, it's Vara, and today I am going to be showing you guys my standard gutter goblins. This is mainly a deck based around Guttersnipe, and it's got mostly goblin archetype cards in it, and I've been playing with this build a little bit. I've been thinking about mono red status because in September, when standard sets rotate out, we're gonna be pretty lacking with mono red. Most of the deck that is here now isn't going to be playable, but goblins are going to be playable because a lot of these cards came out in Dominaria and also came out in Core 19. So I'm going to be showing off two different versions. I'm going to be showing off a budget version, which is right around $55, and then I'm going to be showing off a less budget version that plays for right now Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and a couple other less budget cards. So I'm starting off with 4 Guttersnipe. It's such a good card. In mono red, it's got so much burn, it's got so much power, and this just deals for extra 2. Guttersnipe has always been a very good card that's been around for the time that it has been around, and now that it's back in standard, I definitely think that it is going to have a lot of potential in the format. So the next cards that I am playing is 4 Goblin Chainwhirler, 4 Goblin Warchief, and 4 Siege Gang Commander. So Goblin Chainwhirler, luckily, can be played in the budget build. Now 4 of them will cost you right around $20, but that is really the bulk of the deck, and everything else is mainly cheaper rares, or just cheaper commons and uncommons. So this is the main heavy hitter of the deck, but luckily it can fit into the budget deck because it's such a crucial card to any deck playing red and standard, mono red, red black, dragons. Every red deck is practically playing this card, and it fits with the goblin archetype, and it's just such a great card. Of course, the first strike helps it, the cost is pretty low, and that extra dealing damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control, that really helps with the matchups currently because we're seeing a lot of planeswalker decks, and I've seen a lot of token decks as well, so this completely annihilates tokens, and it's even good in the mono red that exists right now, or even the goblin mirror match, because a lot of the mono red cards are 1 to 2 costs, so it's pretty good to be able to just play and ding for that 1 damage, and it deals the 1 directly. So Goblin Warchief as well is very good. It is a 2 red, 1 colorless, 2/2 creature goblin warrior, and this is pretty crucial to the fact that you're playing goblins because its ability is goblin spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and goblins you control have haste. So a lot of these goblins don't have haste. That is crucial to this deck. So honestly, I could not see this being changed around at 4. I could not even see Chainwhirler being changed around at 4 unless you really don't want to spend that extra $20 on Chainwhirler, but honestly it's a crucial part to this goblin deck. And the other card that I'm playing 4 of is Siege Gang Commander. It's 3 colorless, 2 red. This is a little bit higher of a cost, but with the Warchief it would be 3 colorless and 1 red, or however you want to see it. I mean, this deck is mono red, and it's a 2/2 creature goblin. So its ability is when Siege Gang Commander enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1 goblin creature tokens. So with Warchief, this costs 1 less to put on the field, and plus all of those goblins have haste, so it is an amazing combo. And plus, being able to go wide in a format where a lot of the other decks are going wide, this is very useful. So it's a 1 colorless, 1 red ability, and then it's sack a goblin. It deals 2 damage to any target. So this is, well, you could put those 3/1/1 red goblin creature tokens out, and then you could sacrifice them and deal 2 to any target. This is crucial as well as with Chainwhirler because planeswalkers are very important in the format right now, and you could even deal direct, or you could just ding 2 to their creature. It's a very useful card, and I couldn't particularly see this being played at less than 3 of. You could go 3 of, but I think it's a card that's deserving of a 4 of spot. So the next 2 cards that I'm playing to finish off the creatures are 3 Goblin Trashmaster and 2 Goblin Instigator. So Goblin Trashmaster is a 2 colorless, 2 red, 3/3 goblin, and other goblins you control get +1/+1. That is very good. Goblins are a lower attack-based archetype, so having that +1/+1, especially to the 1/1 tokens, you're getting 2/2s. You can make a Goblin Chainwhirler a 4/4. It's a great card. And you also have Sacrifice a Goblin and Destroy Target Artifact. So right now we're seeing a lot of artifact decks attempted to be played because of Karn, so this is going to be very good in that type of matchup. That's really going to help you against artifact decks. Plus we're getting Tezzeret back. Artifacts are something that I am weary of. You should be very careful when you're facing artifact decks because they are very strong decks when they get off what they need. And I'm also playing 2 Goblin Instigator. You really don't need this card if you would rather add in 2 more burn spells, but as we're pumping goblins up for +1/+1, and we're also giving them haste, I thought this was a really great card. It is a 1 cost, 1 red Goblin Rogue 1/1, and then when it enters the battlefield, it creates a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. I think this is very useful because we're pumping them up for 1/1. We also have the abilities to sacrifice a goblin and destroy the artifacts, and deal 2 to any target. And we also have the ability of goblins you control have haste, so I think overall it's a very good option. I think that we have enough to go around with this card, so I think it's a useful card if you really want to play it. I personally really like it. I think it's kind of fun to put on the field, so going wide in a goblin deck is kind of what goblins are about, especially with the pump-ups that we have and the sacrifices that we have, so I think it's very useful. So the next cards I'm playing are 4 of all of these cards. They are instants and sorceries. Well, they're actually all instants now that I look. We're playing 4 Shock, 4 Lightning Strike, 4 Magma Spray, and 4 Wizard's Lightning. Now, in the non-budget version that I will go over, we're getting rid of Wizard's Lightning, but this is a very good option. These are all very cheap cards, and they're all very great cards. So these are the main fodder cards for Guttersnipe. So since I wanted to focus a lot on it being a Guttersnipe goblin deck, you really need a lot of instants and sorceries, but Shock is very great in the format. Lightning Strike is very great in the format. Magma Spray is super important, especially against zombie decks, because it's if a creature would die, exile it instead. And for Wizard's Lightning is okay. In the non-budget version, we will be taking Wizard's Lightning out, but it is a decent card, and it is a very cheap card. So, other than that, you are going to be playing 23 Mountains, and that is the standard budget build. It's right around $55, so it is a good price point, and it is a very viable deck in my opinion. So the only other things that you could really switch out for the non-budget is it's the same deck list for the most part, but you'll want to add in 2 Chandra Torch of Defiance and remove the 2 Goblin Instigator. Now, Goblin Instigator is very good for the budget build. It's a decent card, but you really need to make room for that 2 Chandra because it gives you the 2 extra mana. It's great removal. Chandra Torch of Defiance dings for 2 as well. Chandra Torch of Defiance is just a very good card. Plus, you can also put the emblem on the field from her. And then the other changes that we would make is we would take out the Wizard's Lightnings and add in a Braids or Banefire. Those 2 options are practically whichever you would prefer. I personally prefer a Braid because it deals 3 to a creature, or it also destroys an artifact, and I personally have a bit of a problem with artifact when I'm playing normal mono red, but Banefire is also a very good card as well. And the sideboard is kind of up for debate. You definitely want Glorybringers in there. You definitely want Fight for Fires and Chandra's Defeat in there. And then for the budget, you're going to want the Abrade in there. But sideboard, honestly, is all up for debate. That's why I didn't particularly focus on it today, because you really just have to throw a bunch of red cards in there. I would recommend more instants and sorceries for the Guttersnipe itself, but the deck overall is pretty well balanced. The deck itself, I've played it, and it's very good, it's very useful, it's very effective. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys plan on playing this Gutter Goblins deck, and if you were going to play it, if there were any other changes you would make to either the budget version or the non-budget versions. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. I'm trying to do a couple more deck tech profiles because my creative juices have been flowing lately. I'm going to be making a Nico Bolas one next. Who knows what else? So let me know down in the comments below if you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoyed and want to watch more of my content. If you want to support me in what I do here on YouTube, ways such as my Patreon are linked in the descriptions of every video I make. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon.